sort of a mixed bag. Hello friends, my name is Brandon Dayton. I am your humble narrator and welcome back to another Bundle Banter. This time we're looking at another Humble Bundle. Oh boy, they're bringing it this week. We have the Humble Square Enix Collective Bundle 2020. That's a mouthful. I'm gonna call it Square Enix 2020. Let's go ahead and check out the first tier. For one doll hair, you get Oh My God heads, Gotcha, Octahedron, and Deadbeat Heroes. In the Beat the Average tier, we've got The Turing Test, Forgotten Anne, Fear Effect Sedna, and Black the Fall. In the top tier, for only $10, which is really sick for the top tier, 12 games for $10, you better get this bundle, boy. We've got Children of the Zodiacs, Boundless, Tokyo Dark, and Battalion 1944. So, I already basically recommended the bundle. It's pretty sweet, but we'll jump in, take a look at the games, and see which the strong horses from this bundle are. Oh my Godheads! Do you like Capture the Flag? Godheads takes that formula and mixes things up by giving each of the Godheads that you use to score points a unique trait. One head explodes if you hold it for too long, one is super heavy so you should like roll it instead of carrying it around. It's a cool and unique idea with endearing graphics that I'll probably never end up playing, due to a lack of willing couch co-op or PvP participants. Kinda sad about that. Maybe when my kids grow up. I don't know. It does look like it would be some fun. Gosha, a point and click with an A+ atmosphere. It isn't your typical point and click, which I appreciate. You play as like a ghostly light, an orb that possesses objects in order to interact with other things. The execution left a lot to be desired, but I do have to appreciate thinking outside the box like this. There's lots of mythology to explore, but a lot of the puzzles in here are way too obscure. Pair that with a twist ending that will leave many wanting, and that makes this game kind of a mixed bag. Octahedron, a concept platformer with a pulsing trance soundtrack and enough flashy neon to give anyone epilepsy. I actually do like Octahedron a lot. The twist on this platformer is that you can spawn your own platforms with just the press of a button. You can even ride on them a little bit. Every stage introduces new mechanics or enemies, and that keeps things feeling fresh. Precision platforming with a twist. It isn't for everyone, but it certainly managed to grip me personally. Deadbeat Heroes. I really like this brawler, despite its severe lack of depth. The comic book style is well done, and it at least tries to add a little bit more depth with a combo scoring system. Also, the script is well written, and the voice actors did a great job with it. Even if things start to feel a little button mashy and brain dead, it's amazing what a quick laugh will do to pull me back into the action. It definitely is not for everyone, but if you can appreciate a good brawler, then it might be worth a shot. Jumping into Tier 2, we've got The Turing Test, an interesting FPS puzzle game that features some outstanding conversations with the AI. You'll often hear this game compared to Portal, and I suppose that's an apt comparison, except that Portal's a fucking masterpiece and nothing can really stack up to it. There's not really any humor in The Turing Test, and the puzzles aren't quite as well built, but it still offers an interesting ride from start to finish. It's not really a long game, clocking in at just under 10 hours, and you probably won't replay it, but for the price, I mean, it's decent enough. Forgotten Anne. The hand-drawn art in this game is absolutely breathtaking. The story itself is pretty interesting to boot. You'll venture through the Forgotten Lands, where all lost things turn up. The characters are engaging, even if the voice acting isn't exactly top-notch. The main problem with this title is the clunky controls. The platforming and puzzles are okay at best, but the narrative and art style are so engaging that you'll probably find yourself pushing through despite those rather large blemishes. Fear Effect Sedna. Isometric stealth is a very tough thing to get right. And Fear Effect Sedna manages not to muck things up too much, so I have to tip my hat for that. But overall, the game just doesn't manage to leave that much of an impact. You never get to really feel smart or cunning like you should in a stealth game. Things usually just devolve into a shootout where enemies will blitz at you and you just shoot at them until they fall over. Even the story falls flat, and not just because of the amateur level voice acting. Overall, a disappointing entry in a once great PlayStation franchise. Play Fear Effect 1 and 2 if you're gonna play Fear Effect at all. Black the Fall. Adventure action puzzler with an anti-communist message? Okay, you have my full attention. I'd compare this to Inside, largely because of the dystopian bent to this game, but also because of the competent controls and great visuals and fantastic atmosphere. The game manages to tell a story without a single line of dialogue, and I always enjoy that. The puzzles are logically built, you can figure them out yourself. The game is short, coming in at under 5 hours, and the political message is a bit heavy-handed, but it's definitely worth rolling through at least once. Heading up into the topmost tier, we have Children of Zodiarcs. This is a tactical RPG that feels like it has a severe lack of actual tactics. I judge this genre extra harshly because it's one of my favorites. The deck and dice building system does manage to add a bit of flavor to this title, but when victory or failure largely depend on luck, it's hard to manage to feel like you're doing anything that one could actually call tactical. The story is interesting enough to pull me through, but I think it would be better off labeled as just a simple card game, since actual strategy is relatively minimal here. Boundless. Open world survival crafting that allows you to do just about anything, from farming to opening a shop, and of course the mining slash building slash combat that comes along with most games of this ilk. The first problem comes when you consider the lack of player base that most indie titles experience, and the second issue arises when you consider that all player structures need to be fueled. Otherwise, the structures are destroyed and all items inside are lost. I didn't really like it in Grav, check out that playthrough on my channel, and I don't like it here. Planning vacation? Then you better prepare to grind in game before your vacation. Overall, I'm really looking forward to it, but I think it's better played as a game that you don't invest yourself too much in. Like how I play Rust. Some people build gigantic bases and spend all their time on it. I just get on there and kind of shit around and blow some things up. And I think that's a lot more of an enjoyable way to play. Tokyo Dark. Anime visual novel meets side-scrolling point-and-click. You play as a detective who supposedly caused the death of a girl. Visit real-world locations in Japan like the Akigahara Suicide Forest or Kabukicho Red Light District and attempt to balance your sanity, professionalism, and neurosis by like playing with your cat or popping pills or eating pancakes. I expected the game to have a bit more of a realistic approach, but by the end it dove into this artistic, philosophical kind of stuff. There are multiple endings, but none of them really wrap things up succinctly, which sort of plays into the Japanese horror philosophy that the real truth is unknowable. Battalion 1944. You know what my Steam library really needs more of? World War II FPS games! I don't actually mean that. World War II games are a fucking dime a dozen, but at least this one tosses in some online PvP to keep things spicy. It's just a shame that the servers are an absolute ghost town. You might be able to pull off some 1v1 with a friend, but I think that the 5v5 game mode that the game was created for is now a thing of the past. Feels nice to play, looks decent, but considering the current state of things, I have no idea why this is in the top tier. So how do I feel about this bundle? Well, it's pretty good, especially for the low price point. I do think that the games are sort of a mixed bag, but on the plus side there is something for everyone, and a lot of these games did fly under the radar for me. I don't know what Square Enix is doing. They're like, let's publish all of these games and do promo on absolutely none of them. I don't know what kind of marketing strategy that is, but I guess it's nice because then I find a big cluster of games that I didn't know about and kind of look halfway interesting. So let me know what you guys decided to do with this bundle. Did you snag it? Did you let it pass you by? Join my Discord server if you want to win at least one of the games. We've got a giveaway going for Spec Ops The Line currently, and then 24 hours from now, we will have Black the Fall going up for grabs.
1, 2, 3, 4. Goodbye, goodbye, see